The old emperor was grinding his teeth so hard, it could start a fire. This little brat, just because he speaks his mind, he thinks he can say anything? All the ministers? Dead silent, eyes on their noses, noses on their hearts, pretending they didn't hear a thing. Prime Minister Do sneaked a look at Princess Wanshou. She wasn't saying anything, but you could tell those gears in her head were definitely turning. Ah, thought the Prime Minister, so this was His Majesty's plan all along, to use Shu Yanmiao's big mouth to knock some sense into her. He actually admired it. After all, who else would dare roast the princess's husband in front of everyone and survive? Only Shu Yanmiao had that combo of guts and obliviousness. Meanwhile, Shu Yanmiao kept going like a gossip auntie with no breaks. Girl, you think you're forcing him? Please. The emperor would never risk his top general's son over your marriage. He only agreed because Duke Song didn't say no. You've been overthinking this love story way too much. And the emperor suddenly blinked like, wait, he's right. He really had checked with Duke Song. No objections. No, I'm in love with someone else. So yeah, the marriage wasn't forced. Princess Wanshou froze, then slowly looked at her father. For the first time, she realized maybe she'd misunderstood everything. Flashback time. 16 years old, disguised as a boy, sneaks out of the palace, corners Duke Song's second son. Will you marry me? The guy blinked, expression colder than an ice cube in winter. I, of course, am willing. Princess. Ah, he said yes. Reality. He said it with the enthusiasm of a man being offered homework. 8 years later, husband still cold, still distant, still treating her like a side character in her own marriage. Shu Yanmiao watched this tragic romance unfold and muttered, he's that kind of guy. Says fine to everything, secretly resents it, then plays the victim later. Bro, either say no or stop acting wronged. I can't with this type. Prime Minister Du, listening nearby, almost clapped. Yes, say it louder. Princess Wanshou, meanwhile, felt her world crumble. So it wasn't my fault? I didn't ruin him? The prince consort felt that chill in the air. His confidence cracked like cheap porcelain. Princess, he whispered weakly. But she stayed quiet, and that silence said everything. The emperor's patience gone. You still want to plead for this beast? Yes, she whispered. The emperor glared at Shu Yanmiao. Go ahead, talk. Save me from losing my mind. Shu Yanmiao blinked, totally confused. Why is he staring at me? Does he want me killed next? The old emperor? This kid's brain needs a tune-up. But deep down, the emperor couldn't hate him. The kid's honesty was messy, but it worked. Then Shu Yanmiao looked right at the prince consort again and dropped another bomb. Wait, people call him talented? Where's the proof? He's been prince consort for years and hasn't written a single useful policy. All he does is write poems, paint flowers, and travel like he's on permanent vacation. The emperor snorted, then burst out laughing. He couldn't help it. Princess Wanshou's heart sank. Because he was right again. The emperor turned with a wicked grin. Fine, let's test your talent. If I made you governor, tell me, when should mulberry, jujube, persimmon, and cotton be planted? The prince consort froze. Silence. Sweat. Awkwardness. Your Majesty, asking a scholar about farming is unfair, he finally argued. Oh, then let's ask someone else. The emperor pointed randomly, and of course his finger landed on Shu Yanmiao. Fantastic, thought Shu Yanmiao. Now if I mess up, everyone dies of second-hand embarrassment. But he smiled like a pro and said, to be a governor, you must understand crops, taxes, justice, and the people. If you don't even know when to plant things, how will you help the farmers? The prince consort's face turned red as a tomato. Shu Yanmiao kept going, voice dripping with sweet venom. Also, Your Majesty literally made a law about mulberry trees being tax-free in the 4th year of Tiantong. He didn't even know that, and this is the guy blaming the princess for ruining him? Please. The emperor lost it. That last line about talent is like pregnancy, you can't hide it, had him wheezing. He secretly gestured to his eunuch, reward that kid later. Feeling himself now, the emperor said, all right, Shu Yanmiao, since you're so smart, tell us the planting months. Inner voice, oh crap, I actually don't know. Out loud, January, March, May, July. Everyone? But he looked so confident, they all second-guessed themselves. Even the prince consort was like, wait, is that right? He doesn't know either. Victory secured. The Minister of Revenue, bless his soul, jumped in to save face. Your Majesty, the prince consort doesn't even know basic farming, yet he blames the princess. This is shameless. Punishment, please. Guards grabbed the prince consort. The emperor turned to his daughter. Well, what do you say? Everyone held their breath. Princess Wanshu slowly closed her eyes and said, The prince consort has wronged me. Please, father, take charge. The emperor laughed. Finally, his daughter had woken up. The prince consort turned pale, stammering, But didn't you always love me? The princess smirked, eyes cold. So you knew, and you used it. You never loved me back. Just my feelings. Boom, instant karma, royal edition. Princess Wansho finally realized all that I'm a misunderstood noble victim nonsense? Yeah, total fake news. Everything she believed in was wrong, and now she just felt done. So she told her father she was tired and wanted to rest. Dramatic exit and all. But of course, life had other plans. While leaving, she accidentally dropped her jade pendant, which her husband, the prince consort, picked up. Suddenly he's all, wait, Lantern Festival night? 10 years ago? You? Like he just solved a 10-year-old mystery from a bad drama. Meanwhile, she's too far away to hear the rest. Girls just walking off thinking, wow, what a waste of marriage. Next morning? Boom, she's dragged out of bed at 3 a.m. because Daddy Dearest appointed her as Assistant Minister of Revenue. Why? Who knows? Nepotism is wild. So she's sitting in court, looking like a zombie, and Shu Yan Miao's over there silently going, Congrats, welcome to the overworked club. She's exhausted, running on 0 sleep, and when Shu Yan Miao gently suggests she take a nap, she thinks, what a kind man. He's teaching me how to slack off. But of course, everyone hears her inner thoughts echoing in their heads. Oops, so now she's too embarrassed to even blink. Then comes the real show. Some officials start ranting that the prince consort shouldn't be jailed, that wives should be obedient and husbands should rule the household. Basically, royal patriarchy hour. Shu Yan Miao pokes his buddy, like, bro, who are these guys? Turns out the loudest one, Kui Yi, is famously terrified of his wife. Dude once hid in the mountains for days pretending to be a hermit just to avoid going home after a night of drinking. So while he's shouting about men being the head of the family, everyone's remembering how his wife blacked his eye last month. The entire court goes silent for 2 seconds. Then pure chaos. Ministers are whispering, didn't his wife say he was ill? Turns out he was just hiding. And others are trying not to laugh. The emperor's face? Priceless. Then comes another censor, Wen Xingyi, who starts yelling about wives must obey their husbands. But Shu Yan Miao's inner voice spills his tea too. Apparently, his own daughter-in-law, Princess Xiangyang, has been giving him a royal nightmare since day one. Everyone's now way more invested in this gossip than in the actual court case. Wen Xingyi's face turns tomato red, trying to keep his dignity, while Shu Yan Miao's mental commentary keeps roasting his family like it's a live podcast. And then, oh boy, Shu Yan Miao accidentally leaks that Wen Xingyi's older brother, who happens to be the crown prince's attendant, caught an ahem disease from visiting male brothels. The entire court collectively gasps. The crown prince nearly chokes. The emperor looks like he aged 10 years on the spot. Meanwhile, Shu Yan Miao's sitting there, happily scrolling through Royal Family Scandals Volume 1 like, this is getting good. By the end, no one's even talking about the prince consort anymore. The entire court's just whispering, so, that 75-year-old really? And the emperor's fuming in the background. And that's how one morning meeting turned into the biggest royal gossip session of the decade. So, court starts as usual, all stiff faces and fake loyalty, and the emperor suddenly agrees with Wen Xingyi's nonsense about the husband is the head of the wife. Cue half the hall dying inside. Then Kui Yi, the same guy who just yesterday was sweating bullets about his wife finding him, suddenly turns into a philosopher. He's like, Your Majesty, if this were a regular family, sure, the wife should obey the husband. But come on, this is the royal court. We've got wars, taxes, and national crises. Who cares who's boss at home? Mic drop, the emperor raises an eyebrow, intrigued. Kui doubles down like, discussing family drama in court makes us look like idiots, Your Majesty. We're supposed to be serving the empire, not acting in a soap opera. Shu Yan Miao? He's sitting there, ready to clap like he's watching a stand-up show. Brilliant. Teach me how to talk like that. The emperor beams. Well said. In that case, we'll leave the decision as is. Kui Yi, go help Princess Wansho in the Ministry of Revenue. Poor Kuyi freezes because 5 minutes ago he was trash-talking women working in the court. Now he's being told to assist one. Instant regret, instant humility. He bows to the princess like, "Ah, yes, your highness, please guide me with your wisdom." Meanwhile, Shun's still whispering to his colleague like a clueless intern, "So, 5th rank, that's not too bad, right?" And his friend's like, "Bro, that's like falling from heaven to earth." Court wraps up, everyone low-key disappointed because Zhu didn't spill more royal gossip today. The emperor? Feeling good. Victory achieved, ego fed, ready for soup from the empress, his favorite post-court tradition. But when he asks his eunuch, the poor guy goes pale. There's no soup today." The emperor, "Impossible. She always sends soup." Eunuch, "Nope. She said if you want soup, go to the kitchen yourself." The emperor flips, table slap, dramatic, how dare she, and an hour-long rant about being ignored. Cut to, 3 hours later, still pretending not to care, finally snaps and storms off like, "Fine, let's see if she's really gone mad." Enter Princess Wansho, walking right into the scene with her official seal trying to return it. She's like, "Father, I don't think I can do this job. I'll embarrass the royal family." The emperor, still mad about soup, waves her off. "Nonsense. Your mother said you're good with numbers. The Ministry of Revenue needs people. Go be useful." She's like, "But," he's like, Go. You're disturbing my peace." Princess Wansho walks out clutching the seal like it's a death warrant. "I've never worked before. What if I mess up?" She ends up staring at her jewelry box and goes, I still owe Shu Yanmiao a thank you gift." Cut to the emperor and empress chatting. She's shocked he made their daughter an official. He goes, "Well, the ministry's short-staffed, and hiring scholars means I have to pay them." "My daughter? Free labor." The empress, "Even the eunuch. This man is the stingiest ruler in history." The emperor proudly continues, "She still gets her princess allowance. See? I'm generous. Also, she needs to stop moping about that ex-husband. Let her work it off." Then he remembers, "Oh, right, I need to reward that Shu Yanmiao kid." Writes an official decree himself, 300,000 coins and 100 bolts of cloth. Big deal. So the eunuch takes off to deliver it, only to find out Shu lives in the broke zone of the East Market. Crooked floors, leaky roof, everything squeaks. Shu's just happily setting up hot pot with his friend, bragging, "Yeah, rent's expensive, but at least we're eating meat today." His friend's horrified. "Bro, your house is falling apart. Don't you take bribes like everyone else?" Shu blinks, totally innocent. "Why would I take bribes?" The friend, internally screaming. They're halfway through their luxury meal when knock, knock, knock. It's the landlord. "Rent's due, kid." Shu panics, hands over 500 wen like a kid caught sneaking snacks. Meanwhile, outside, the eunuch and his team are dragging a massive chest of gold and cloth through muddy alleys, sweating like crazy. This is for that guy? The one living in a swamp?